Hello and welcome to my Game Pass showcase video. Today we're going to be talking about every single one of the Game Passes that Area-02 has to offer. However, there's going to be a couple of them that I probably won't go into full detail today. Those that I'm not going to in full detail today are going to be Deep Pockets and the GPA, only because those ones are a little bit more complicated or a little bit more of like a pack-based sort of Game Pass. So I'm going to save them for another video. However, I'll still go over them a little bit towards the end of this video. But for all of the other Game Passes, I'm definitely covering all of those. In Area-02, there is lots of free teams. There is a good few paid teams as well. Usually, though, the paid teams are the ones that are more sought after. And to list off all of the free teams, we have Chaos Insurgency, Class D, Department of External Relations, Engineering and Technical, Ethics Committee, Foundation Personnel, Medical Department, Scientific Department, and Security Department. And for the list of paid teams, we have the Mobile Task Force, which lets you play as different task forces, as well as gives you a level 4 key card at max. Among these task forces we can play as the Trainee, Nu 7, Beta 7, Sigma 9, Iota 10, Epsilon 11, Alpha 1, and Tau 5, with Beta 7 having immunity to infections, and Tau 5 having immunity to infections and fires. But Tau 5 is a little bit interesting to get. To get Tau 5, you have to have the Deep Pockets Game Pass to play as this, I believe. As I said, level 4 key card is the highest key card, as you can see on this Mobile Task Force ranks here. And we also have all of our weapons that we can use right here. We have the G41, HK417, M16A4, M249, MK18, and a bag as well. Those are all the options that we get as Mobile Task Force. Also, for any of those of you who might be newer to Area-02, there's this armory thing, and whenever you unlock a weapon, you can just click this to basically have it in your inventory. I have no need for an L3 keycard though, but I could have like literally every other one of the weapons I've unlocked already though if I want to. And here you can see that we have like the HK417 in my inventory when I could just have the M16A4, etc. The next team I have on the list is the Facility Executive team, which gives you Omni card or the level 6 key card at maximum, as well as it gives you the AMT Hardballer, Medkit, Tablet, CZ3A1, a Railgun, and I believe that is it. All of which on the Facility Executive team are actually really good in my opinion. I really like the Facility Executive team. It's one of my favorites. Next up we have the best team, which is just my favorite as a whole. I'm pretty based towards this. I really like ISD or Internal Security Department a lot. It's just my favorite for pretty much no good reason other than the fact that I think that they're cool in the lore and they look cool in most games that I play on them. The ISD, however, have level 5 at maximum, and they also get a USP-9SD, CZ3A1, Remington R5 RGP, Mossberg 500, and the SG552A1. Next, we have RRT Rapid Response Team. At maximum, you get a level 5 key card, as well as we get the MP5K G18 bag and a medkit at M4A1, MDR, MB500, M110, and the SCAR H. Next up, we have Intelligence Agency, which has level 5 keycard, USP-9SD, CZ3A1, Remington R5 RGP, Mossberg 500, and the SG552A1. As you can tell, they're pretty similar to the ISD. Next, we have the O5 Council, which is a little bit difficult to fully talk about, but essentially how O5 Council works is you can play as an O5 Council of any of the teams you own. So let's say that you wanted to be an O5 Council for a free-to-play team such as the Security Department. You'll automatically be able to play as the O5 of the Security Department. However, if you wanted to do that for a Rapid Response Team, you have to own O5 and Rapid Response Team to be able to do that. O5s automatically always get the Omni card, which is the level 6 key card once again, and they also spawn with a loadout that's similar to the team that you're playing on. So since I'm Facility Executive O5, I get a entire loadout that's similar to what the Facility Executive team has. As an example, I also just swapped over to the ISD 05, and now I have a loadout similar to the ISD. Just keep in mind that you also get an arming key, which lets you go to the nuclear warhead and try to launch that. I'll get to that here in a moment, but now you can see that I have basically the maxed out version of that team. So if you wanted all the tools or just wanted to test all the tools for a team, if you have it unlocked, you can go on to 05 and you'll basically have every single weapon in that team's arsenal fully unlocked, because it basically is kind of like a maxed out version of that team. Another cool thing about the O5 Council Game Pass and the O5 stuff as a whole in Area-02 is that each and every single one of the O5 teams, which is O5 for each of the department teams, they will all have a unique different morph that your character will wear, basically a different uniform for each O5. So if you go all the way to the end of Sector 4 and you go all the way up the staircase at the end there, you can enter here here to see this warhead. I don't know exactly the requirements necessary, but I think you have to have 2 Keter SCPs or maybe even 2 infectious plus SCPs running around for 5 minutes plus, and then you are able to use the arming key with one other O5 player, and you guys can launch this nuclear warhead. But essentially how it would work is once the warhead requirements are met, which is having the SCPs messing around and causing chaos, then I think that there's going to be 2 keys and a button. So my arming key will go right into here. There's going to be a button, then you press it and launch it, and then you run to the shelter. All right, next we have the SCPs. Now you guys might be thinking that this is a little bit weird. Why does this one say safe, infectious, or Keter? The reason being is because these are actually the names of the game passes that each of these SCPs belong to. So you can play as 999 and 131 in the safe SCP game pass, and 610, 457 in the infectious SCP game pass, and then 106, 096 in the Keter SCP game pass. Regardless of which one you click to play as, though, it's going to TP you to this room here, and you get to actually just look at it this way pretty much, and you walk right over the SCP you want to play as. So as an example, let's say that I want to play as 131. Now I'm 131. All you have to do is walk right over it, essentially, and that's how it works. SCPs are a little bit unique and different, though. As you can see, I have level S access, and I'm godded. Not every single SCP will be godded, though, as you have to be killed sometimes. I think 096 and 610 and 457 might be the perfect examples that won't be godded. I don't know if that was all the ones that aren't godded. I can't list them off all on the top of my head at the moment, but yeah. But essentially, you know, if you're 131 or 999, you're probably just free to roam around the facility and just enjoy yourself. Now, here's a big question, though. In terms of all these SCPs, which game pass is the most worth it? In all honesty, I would highly recommend getting the Keter game pass if you want to cause chaos, the safe game pass if you just want to be cute and have fun and be an SCP walking around and hanging out, essentially, and then only get the infectious one last after you get the Keter and the safe one. Or if you really want to get 610, I'm sorry, but they still haven't fixed 457, and 457 needs a revamp for it to be very cool. I'm sorry, okay? I love 457. I still think that it's cool that Area-02 lets us play as it, but it still definitely needs a revamp. You can get absolutely whooped. Oh yeah, the game recently updated, so I'm just gonna show off this a little bit. This is the new redacted spawn area here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if I actually showed this off, but this is the new CDC with the update as well, and it's very cool in my opinion. I love this a lot. So for the next game pass, we have the control room game pass. Now this one might not sound that interesting or good to you, which is completely understandable because I feel like getting the teams is more important than getting this control room, but it is nice to have. And the reason why I say that is because if you go all the way up to the CDC observation area, which is where I'm at now, again, the CDC is very cool. Then what we can do is we can go to the side here and you can see it says control room. If you don't have the game pass, you're not going to be able to get in, but if you have the game pass, you can walk right in and you'll have this big area to just roam about. Not only can you just roam about, but you have alarms that you can access from up here. However, if you do end up abusing the alarms, it can result in an immediate ban, so don't do that. So now for these 3 alarms, we have the riot, breach, and raid alarm. You can click on them only when a certain requirement is met. As for example, we have to have a Class D riot for this alarm to be pressed. We have to have a SCP breach to enable the breach alarm, and we have to have a 4+ chaos insurgency to enable this alarm. So it's very cool to have these alarms available to us. However, it's just this game pass is nice. Like I think this is a nice game pass. However, it's not the most important. It's very good though. I like it just so that way you can turn off annoying alarms if that's not needed, or you can turn on alarms to notify the rest of the facility, as an example. And now for the next game pass, which is the beta access game pass. Not a lot of people know about this one. If you just want to see Area-02 updates early before everyone else and be able to test it and be part of the testing team, basically, that lets the developers know about bugs and bug tests and all that, then you can go ahead and get this game pass to access the beta game on the webpage. If you are on the Area-02 game, you can see that the game is made by the group, and then if you go to the group, you click on experiences, you can find the beta game under their experiences, and you can actually play it there, and that's where you also will be able to find the game pass to buy it and get beta access to test the game early before everyone else. Now you guys might be wondering why I'm not covering GPA and deep pockets that well in this video. The reason being is because GPA has rules and documentation that I would like to cover in more detail, because I wouldn't want someone getting GPA, accidentally breaking the rules and not even realizing it, and then getting banned or something of the sort. So that's why I would rather cover that in a future video in detail. And same kind of goes for deep pockets, except for it's not about rules and documentation. It's just more of customization options as well as extra morphs that I feel like I would have to cover that better in another video as well. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to combine the two videos together. But as for deep pockets goes, just know that deep pockets gives you extra morphs for your teams, and that's pretty much the most important part to this video. Because let's say that you have ISD or IA and you want to look like a different IA or a different ISD, they have extra morphs that you can wear that look different than the rest of the people who do not have deep pockets, as an example. So you can be ISD, but you look different than the rest of the ISD, essentially. That is unless someone else also has deep pockets and ISD or something. But yeah, the only reason why I would recommend deep pockets in this video right now is just because it allows you to get Tau 5 in the Mobile Task Force team. I could be wrong about that though. I don't know if that's changed. I don't think it has. Before I end off this video though, I'm gonna let you guys know which game passes I think are the most worth it and why you should get them. In all honesty, everyone recommends Mobile Task Force first, and I recommend that the first as well, because it gives you level 4 keycard access, it has great weapons, and you just have to grind and level it up a little bit to get from level 3 to level 4 keycard access. Once you get there, it's literally an amazing team. If you want something a little bit more fancy though, I recommend Rapid Response Team next, only because Rapid Response Team is literally overpowered. It has, honestly, what I forgot to mention is Rapid Response Team has infectious immunity, and it also has burn immunity. So very, very powerful team. And it also gives you level 5 keycard access, and you spawn into the redacted spawn. Once you have those two, pretty much after that, it's kind of up to you. Although I would recommend deep pockets just because I like it. It's nice to be able to customize more things, such as your crosshair, for example, as well as having an extra morph to wear for all the teams that you have unlocked. It's pretty nice. Another example for deep pockets real fast is that you can actually wear a hazmat suit for the medical department and the scientific department if you have deep pockets. It's very cool. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys found any issues in this video, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to fix it in the future if I ever update this Game Pass video, which it probably won't get updated for a while. But if I have any issues here, please let me know and I'll try to fix what I can. And if you guys found this video helpful, or it helped you choose what Game Passes to get, let me know that as well in the comment section below. Without further ado though, I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!